Okay, I'm going to make this quick video going over division using the area model. All right, so although we've been doing a lot of work with long division in class, we have also done some work with using the area model. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look right here. So here we have 72 divided by 4. And we know to start using the area model. Area model is just a rectangle, okay? And I'm going to split it into two boxes, okay? So I have my two boxes here on the inside. Now, we know my divisor. My divisor is 4, so I'm going to put the 4, let me change the color. I'm going to put the 4 on the outside of the box. And we remember that divisor, when you write it out, the divisor has an O in it. And I always think because that word has an O is for the outside, and dividend, if I write it, dividend has the I and it has an N for in. And the dividend is the number that's inside the division house. All right, so I'm going to let me erase those two and go back to the problem. So I have 72 divided by 4. So if I'm not going to do long division, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, okay, this is what we used to call partial quotients, but now it's using the area model, but they're very similar to each other. So I'm going to see, since I know my 4 times table, but I don't know my 4 times table all the way up in the 70s. All right. So what I'm going to do is I want to break up 72 into two smaller, friendlier numbers that are divisible by 4. All right. So the problems that we're doing right now, I'll tell you, don't have a remainder. Okay. You'll do a lot more of that when you get to 5th grade. But for right now, 4 can go into 72 evenly, but I can't count by 4s that high. So I'm going to see what can I break up 72 into. That's two friendlier numbers. All right. So we know my divisor is 4. So what I'm going to say is, and we always say in classes, what is one of the easiest, or what is the one of the most friendliest numbers to multiply by, right? And we say one of the most friendliest numbers is 10, right? That a lot of the work we do in math, it's powers of 10 and multiplying by 10, right? So if I have 4 and I say, well, what's 4 times 10? If I write it over here, 4 times 10 is 40. All right, so 4 goes into 40 10 times. So I'm going to start and say, if I put 40 inside one half of my area model, okay, because 4 can go into 40 10 times, all right, what is left from my 72? You should be able to mentally know, okay, if I'm at 40 to get to 72, well, 40 to 70 is 50, 60, 70 is 30 more, and 72 would be 2 more. So it should be 32. And when you look, is 40 plus 32 equal to 72? It is. But now we're saying, and let's double check that these are both friendly numbers, right? So, and now you have your area model here. So 40 divided by 4 is what? 4 divided by 40 is 10. So my quotient goes on top. Just like in a long division problem, your quotient is going to go on top of your division house or the division bar. Okay. Now 4 does 4 go into 32? Well, 4 times 8 goes into 32. So now I put 8 above that part of the area model. So I now have 10 and 8. And what's 10 plus 8 gives us 18. So now let's just quickly check this. If I did 72 divided by 4 using long division, right? 4 goes into 7 one time. 4 times 1 is 4. Subtract that, I get 3. Bring down the 2, and 4 goes into 32 8 times. So there is your quotient, 18. So 72 divided by 4 is 18. All right. So very quickly, let's just look here and then we'll wrap up the video. I have 42 divided by 3. Okay. I'm drawing my area model, which is a rectangle. So that's a very simple little model there to draw. And now I'm going to say, oh, forgot to turn this. 42. Well, I know 3 is on the outside because 3 is my divisor. So what can 3 go into? Well, when I count by threes, I'm usually going 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Well, now I'm back to that 3 times 10 is 30, 33, 36. And I've never memorized up to my 13 times table or my 14 times table. So if I want to break my number 42 into two friendlier numbers, I could start with, well, 3 goes into 30. If I do 3 times 10, right? 3 times 10 is 30. So I can do, I'm going to put my 10 up top. Okay, 3 times 10 is 30. And then what's left? I need to get to 42. So if I have 30 and I need to get to 42, 30 and 10 more is 40, and 2 more is 42. So 10 and 2, so that's 12, right? So, and is 30 plus 12 42? It is. And now I say, can 3 go into 12? Well, that's much, much easier for me. 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's 4 times. And there's my 10 and 4 up top in my quotient. And 10 plus 4 is 14. Is 42 divided by 3, 14? Well, 3 goes into 4. 3 goes into 4 one time. That's 3. Let me subtract is 1. Bring down the 2. And can 3 go into 12? 4 times. And there's your answer. Now we know that this isn't the only way you could break apart this number, right? So we can do 42 divided by 3. We could do it a different way. Let's just say I didn't want to. Let's just say I didn't want to start with 30. Let's say I say to myself, well, 3 dividing by 3. Sorry. Let's say I'm dividing by 3. So my 3 goes on the outside. Well, I know 3 times 5 is 15, right? Okay, so let's say I put 15 here. All right, then what would be left? This is where it would be a little bit harder, but I could split up 42. And this is when we do the number bonds in school, right? So we got 42. If one circle, one bond is 15, the other one should be 27, right? So 27 over here. So now let's look. How many times does 3 go into 15? 5 times. How many times does 3 go into 27? 9 times, right? So now I have 5 plus 9 up top. What's 5 plus 9? 14. 42 divided by 3 is 14. We go back to the prior slide. Was my answer 14? My answer was still 14. So your goal here is I want to split up my larger dividend into 2 smaller dividends that are divisible by, in this case, divisible by 3. Okay? And I like to always start, I like to take my divisor and multiply it by 10. If I could pull out whatever 10 times my divisor is, I guarantee you it's going to make for a much easier, friendlier number for you to divide by. All right? So that was just a quick video, just under 10 minutes on division using the area model.